Sorry, it's been such a long fucking while. A lot has happened. We move over to my dad's for a time. Right? Me and Jess continuously fighting, constantly. We're with a friend named Sean. He's a meth head, we find out. He was good with mechanics. And that's, well, he tried to claim he was good at mechanics. He did a couple things. I mean, figuring out everyone can do it. I was working at Little Pantry in Grants Pass, up north of town, close by the highway. Or freeway. And Jess was working at like 4 different in-home cares, or in-facility care giving. She kept getting fired or anything like that, having to choose, switch between them. And we were trying to save money. We saved up to like $1,500, right? Then we bought a truck with a camp trailer on it because Sean said it was in good condition for $1,000 and $500 for food and parts for it. Fucking thing had maggots in it inside the laundry that was left in the camper. Fucking thing was 50 years old of a truck that was caught on fire by Sean, mind you. Left the camper on a mountain. Hero shot up. And then we find out he's been doing meth this entire time. And he's been fucking us over by stealing our shit and selling it. Yeah, not fun. But he did manage to find 2 free campers as he's slowly fucking up our vehicle because it keeps breaking down. Our, what are they called? Leaf springs were welded together before we even got it. Just to hold together because they've already been snapped before. Yeah. And they would bend upside down just with its own weight. You're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to look like a fucking smiley face. Yeah. And then Jess, for Christmas, or her birthday, I think it was her birthday, yeah, got a Switch. Got a couple things for it, too. She purchased with her own money. We spent up close to $1,000 including the Switch, and yet we didn't pay for the Switch. But altogether, it was about $1,000 worth of items. Right. Yeah, I think it was close to 900, but either way. All stolen. Yep. We managed to get 2 campers, or trailers. No, hold on. We managed to find 1 trailer that wasn't in the worst condition possible, still a drug addict that lived there and thrashed the place. I cleaned it up. It was a 20-foot pull trailer that our vehicle was able to pull. But during this time, we were getting death wobbles. So, how I was able to pull it, and how I was able to run a little bit better while pulling it, no idea. But these death wobbles would get worse and worse and worse. That's probably because our fucking joints were destroyed. They're supposed to have cylindrical bearings. There was no bearings, it's just rust particles. Think of bearings of a skateboard. The ball bearings? Yeah, there was none. It was just a stick inside a fucking cylinder, bouncing around because it's 8 sizes too big of a cylinder. I tried fixing it up, but then Sean proceeds to get 2 RVs that are like next to running condition. Next to, keyword. One's a 27 foot and one's a 25 foot. So I'm thinking to myself like, hey, we've got kicked out of a couple places with our pole trailer for looking like tweakers. Why don't we just turn it to a flatbed and sell it? So I started putting all the trash in there so we could take it all to the dump and I could just rip the walls off, taking any of the wiring I wanted. And then I started fixing up the 1970 RV. And then he starts pulling things off of it to put in the other one, which the other one already had. He just had to clean it up a little bit. So now we got him ripping shit off my RV that he owes $1,500 to us already. And just to sell it. Somehow we got mixed up with his brother named Justin. And this 40-year-old chick named Rain. Right? Apparently they were dating. Oh, and don't forget, Justin was also dating her daughter. So he was fucking the mother and the daughter. By the mother's accord. Because they were fucking while she was already married with someone named Jed. Long before the daughter got into the picture. But then he moved in, and then the cover story was to get in bed with my daughter, apparently. He was miserable and was an alcoholic. 10% alcohol level in his fucking blood. Only thing keeping him going. Body got so used to alcohol, he started using the sugar that's in the alcohol as his own fuel source. Me and Jess, we tried. See, he finally moved out. We are the ones that helped him move out because he was miserable. And so we got him to live with us at the RVs. Right? We also got him sober. After a week of DTing, or detox, a week of puking his guts out, waking up to him puking and helping him out, I'm putting immunity boost and detox inside his food. The teas inside every single food as if it's seasoning and going out of style. Thinking it would help. Actually helping. While Jess is over here, comforting him. He's a lot like me when it comes down to it. He's hot-headed. He likes martial arts. And loves ninjas. And loves to fuck with shit. When it comes to like electronics or anything of the sort. And has a lot of knowledge in a lot of areas. And better at martial arts than I. So me and him really hit it off. And we're messing around, joking around, all kinds of things like that. And Jess was in love with him. told him I gave her permission to fuck him, to date him, because I'm a polyamorous person, and for the longest time she didn't give me the permission. So I'm thinking to myself, hey, maybe I'll try something different and give her permission to be poly, when she yelled at me about it for years. So then we're in a three-way relations when he dumped two bitches, the mother and the daughter. Two guys liking the same girl, right? Seems simple enough. A lot simpler than the mother and daughter thing. And then, Rain, the mother, she has 10 years of military experience. I thought she would handle herself a little bit better. But no, she came with her gun over to our camp, all sad and disappointed in things, such like that. Came over to our camp, parked her vehicle in our driveway at BLM, told us to take care of the dog, went up, got out of the car, went up the hill, and started firing a gun as if she's committing suicide, begging for attention. I went up and checked on her before she even fired a bullet. Halfway through the walk to go up there and check on her, boom. Bullets flying. I see her up there and she's crying, shooting the gun. 2 more times. Or 4 more times. Whatever. She fired it like 3 times before I even made it up there. Unloaded 3 clips into a fucking stump. So I'm trying to talk her down from trying to kill herself. Because I thought of her as a mother at this point. She acted a lot like my mother. Well, she acted a lot like a mother should act, not my mother. Difference there. Major difference. She even had a special nickname for me. Kitten. Because the first time I really met her, I was wearing, I think dog ears and dog tail. And so, that was my name. I was trying to talk her down, and when I brought her finally back to the camp after an hour or 2, and at this point, the person we were living with, named Austin, asked to borrow the fucking vehicle to pick up his girlfriend. This was 6 o'clock when he asked me. He didn't get back until fucking 11 o'clock. I got pissed. Around 10 o'clock, or 9 o'clock, finally brought to Rain, the 40-year-old, down to talk to everybody. Now she's in the vehicle, about ready to leave. I made the other 2 talk before she goes. The last final words, right? Well, then I fucked up in that. They tried calming her down after the fact, and just throws off, "We can share him," to about Justin. Fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. Talking to a 40-year-old, sharing a 23-year-old with someone who just nearly killed themselves. That's been known for manipulation and has been constantly lying. That's why we tried to get her away from him in the first place, because of the constant lying and manipulation. But no, she didn't realize that. Just didn't think of that. She just spat it off. "We can share him," and then everyone started laughing, and she, Rain, started laughing from malicious intent. So now Justin is having to be shared between the two of them. Rain now spats off that she might be pregnant. Justin, being a good person, wants to try to be there a possibility of being a father. And now Jess is ignored, right? If Jess wants to sleep with Justin, now they have to do it by themselves. I'm left behind, when normally we were sleeping all together in the same bed, one on each side and Jess in the middle, in our RV. But he brought his camper, the one with the truck elephant thing, or the ducktail, brought it up further up the mountain to where a gold mine was. They both have a similar religion or belief as I, so I was going to ask them to teach me about it, because I was a little more interested about it than they were, apparently. And then Justin is ripped away from not just Jess, but from both of us. I'm trying to be awesome, like a brother to him, and he's being ripped away from both of us. The night that Austin took the car, me and him got into a fight when he came back. Justin yanked me away, and apparently hurt himself. Don't know how. He's been bitchy ever since. Oh, my ribs. Oh, my hips. Oh, bitchy. Versus being genuinely happy like he was before. Even while in pain and detoxing, genuinely was happy. And now that Rain came back in the picture, he became miserable and was complaining about his ribs and shit. And now I'm the bad guy again. Like I was back in Medford. Like I am now. And then we all went to go up donating because we needed the extra cash. One day, Justin was just so infuriated that every little thing I'm doing pissed him off, and he yelled at me about it. Every little thing. I chuckled about something I was watching or thinking of, and he thought I was chuckling about him, and he yelled at me. I asked him why he's so pissed off, and he screamed at me. To the point he looked like he was about ready to beat the living shit out of me right then and there. I didn't care. I'm not going to be put down again. Jess didn't really defend me much, as usual. So we were all went to go donate, and he didn't even donate because he couldn't. And so when we all got into the car after we were done, he starts trying to drown me out. So I'm talking to someone, we're talking to Jess. And so I started talking louder and louder until the music is blaring and you can still hear me over it from screaming. And then he tries to go from the front seat, push straight through Jess, straight through her, and tried grabbing my throat, trying to beat the living shit out of me. Here, I'm the one that wasn't even talking to him or about him. Being assaulted. Assaulted. So you know what they did? They left me in Medford. The cops got involved after they already parked, and he tried beating the living shit out of me. Already pushed me someone saw from the sidelines, went over and said, "Don't touch him." Finally, someone defended me, and it was a random fucking stranger. How fair is that? So, then the cops were involved. Apparently, everyone decided to go to Grants Pass without me. The one that was being assaulted is the one that gets punished? What kind of what kind of stupidity is that? It's like guilty until proven guilty. But you're already guilty because we don't care. So even if you weren't guilty, you're still being punished. And then even Jess went with them. No, I was left by myself. The 3 people that left. Right? So I had to call my fucking deadbeat as a father to pick me up and take me back to camp. It's not actually the deadbeat, it just pisses me off half the time. But then a couple days later, after Jess in the morning, the next morning, went to the RV and tried to find me, bawling, and everyone think I'm going to be abusive and try to hurt her. All I did was hug her, brought her inside, we laid in bed. She's like sick at this point, literally almost about to puke. And they're trying to force her to go to work when she's about to puke. She works a knock shift. I think she started at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. and got off at 6. And they were forcing her to go to work. So literally, pretty sure that night she had to go to the emergency room. Yeah, that was a couple nights later. But after 2 days, after 2 days of calming down, after they left me, they went to the camp and I tried to confront them. Be like, hey, I want all of us to sit down where the seating area that I created and just talk like adults. And I wasn't going to move behind their from behind their vehicle until they did so. So what she does, she tries to go around me. I move in her way. She tries to run me over. I'm in her way. She pulls out her fucking gun and starts firing the side of the vehicle to the ground. I don't fucking move away. I'm still in front of the vehicle, in their way, not backing down. Because Jess is literally puking and getting sick. All because of this event. Like, all because of them. Because of the stress. And so she tries to run me over. Where I'm skidding off the ground and I'm holding a bag of clothes on my back. And then, when she stopped, after I basically had to jump on the hood because I would have been underneath the vehicle, mind you, of a Dodge van or it was like a Caravan. White. She dragged me on the ground. I had to grab onto the hood in the very back where closest to the window and put my fingers there just so I don't go underneath the vehicle. And so, she gets out of the fucking vehicle, pulls her gun out, and shot the gun right next to my head. That far away from my head, breaking the bracelet off of my wrist. The dragon scale mail and chainmail bracelet off my wrist. I kept the fucking bullet and the caliber. It was just short, like literally just short from being a 9mm. It had the thickness and everything, just shorter. Forgot what it's called. But she shot the gun right next to my fucking head. And then I was tackled and choked out by Justin. But I was able to actually rip away from that and still get in front of the fucking vehicle. I still grabbed onto the fucking vehicle. And then Austin had to come in and tackle me down and choke me out because Justin couldn't do it. Then they left. They got into the vehicle and left. I haven't seen them since. And they hardly talk to Jess anymore. So she basically literally stole my brother and Jess's other lover. And it seemed like Jess was madly in love with him, would flirt with him, would do all kinds of fucking shit with him that she would never have done with me. It's like generally actually in love with him. And yet didn't give two shits about me. So now we're back in Medford because someone stripped our vehicle. Back wheels, the vehicle's fuel pump destroyed. And the fucking stereo taken. They stripped our fucking vehicle. They've stolen $10,000 worth of items and broke like $500. So we're out like $3,000 or $13,000 right now. Either worth of items and actual money. They stole my invention, my backpack. What the fuck? The only thing I have left of that fucking vehicle right now, and the cops are trying to claim, or trying to say that I abandoned everything. Everything was jacked, stolen, and destroyed. I only have a few items. Like $100 worth of items, technically. Including clothes. And the battery to our fucking Jeep, which we no longer have. The Jeep. All I have is the battery. Now we're living in the apartments again, and I'm being yelled at by cleaning the fucking kitchen. She's completely ignored me half the time and doesn't want to admit it. She's been hanging out with her sister constantly, and yet doesn't even give me the time of day half the time. And I'm being bitched at and yelled at for acting like a child when they're literally trying to control every aspect of my fucking life. I want to be able to take a shower when how I want. I want to be able to do the dishes how I want. It's not that I'm doing anything fucking wrong, it's that they don't like anything I fucking do. They screamed at me about where certain things were when there's already shit in there about it. I found 8 things of chips, so I put the rest of the chips inside there. I found 4 things of open cereal, and I put the rest of the cereal in it. It's more like 5, 10, but still.